Hey guys, it's Vanir. Some of you may already have heard that the channel of Richard, aka Vegan Gains, has been terminated yesterday due to getting copyright strikes on months old and even years old videos. The whole situation and how it came about is extremely serious and unfair, and I was going to explain the how, what and why to the best of my ability in this video, but Richard himself already uploaded a video about the whole situation on his wife's channel. So instead of me explaining the situation, it's probably better that I just put the video with the message of Richard at the end of this video. And yeah, please watch this full video, I would appreciate it a lot. Because not only do I consider Richard a friend, but at the end of the day, he is one of the most influential and effective figures in the vegan YouTube community. He has influenced hundreds, maybe thousands of people to go vegan through his videos and debates. And for that alone, it is important that we fight for his right to stay on YouTube. And on top of all that, let's also not forget that YouTube is, or at the moment was, basically his job, and he has worked very hard to make it that over the past few years. So not only is this issue about the vegan movement, but also about yet another individual on YouTube who got their livelihood taken away unfairly. Why unfairly? Again, just please watch the following clip. And yeah, that's it from my side. Now please stick around, watch this video, and don't forget to tweet at Team YouTube and at YouTube creators and make them aware of this situation so we can get Richard's channel back up.
Hi everyone, so as some of you may already know, I run the YouTube channel Vegan Gains. It's a vegan health and fitness channel, and of course I talk about the ethical treatment of animals as well. And just a few hours ago, YouTube terminated my channel because I accumulated 3 community guideline strikes. Now, I think these strikes against my channel are unreasonable, and I certainly think it was unreasonable for YouTube to just completely delete my channel. So I have submitted an appeal, and I am waiting to hear a response back. But in the meantime, I just wanted to make this video sharing my thoughts about this situation, and hopefully some people at YouTube end up watching this, and hopefully I make a good enough case throughout this video for them to consider reinstating my channel. But this is also a part of a bigger problem, and it doesn't just affect me. This affects hundreds, if not thousands, of other people who rely on YouTube for their career, their livelihood, and the way YouTube is handling their community guidelines, it's not right. Not only is it unfair and unreasonable, but I consider it just downright unethical, and YouTube shouldn't keep doing this. So if you consume content on YouTube and you care about the creators you watch, you care about their job security, or if you're a content creator yourself and you could potentially be impacted by this, then please like and share this video. I think this has a very important message that YouTube has to hear. Now, first of all, for those of you who don't know how YouTube's community guidelines policies work, they function on a 3 strikes and you're out basis, and there are a number of things you can do to violate their community guidelines, including bullying and harassment, promoting dangerous or illegal activities, or it can be something a little less serious like uploading videos with misleading tags or titles. And there are a few extra stipulations. Community guideline strikes aren't permanent, and there is an appeal process, so if you do feel like you were wrongfully striked, you can submit an appeal, and sometimes they do reverse their decision. And even if that doesn't work out, a strike only lasts for 3 months. So in order to accumulate 3 strikes on your channel, which would result in channel termination, you would have to acquire all of these strikes within a 3-month time frame. And this is where things start to get convoluted and not make any sense, because community guideline strikes can happen totally randomly. You might upload a few videos to YouTube that, violates their guidelines, but it might take years for these videos to eventually get flagged and get community guideline strikes. And this can all happen simultaneously, so one day, 3 of your videos from 5 years ago could get strikes, and then your channel is totally gone, and you received absolutely no warning whatsoever that this was going to happen. You didn't even know you did anything wrong at any point. And at the same time, YouTube continually updates their policies, and they act retroactively. That means several years ago, you might have uploaded a few videos that were fine. They did fit within YouTube's community guidelines, But several years later, their policies become stricter, and now those old videos don't fit within their guidelines anymore, and then they can put strikes on your channel, and even though you did absolutely nothing wrong, at least at the time, they're still going to give you a strike, even without any kind of warning, and then your channel is just gone. So there are several situations where out of nowhere, you can get 3 strikes on your channel all at once, even though these videos are multiple years old and they aren't even made within 3 months of each other. So this 3 strikes and you're out policy ends up making absolutely no sense, and it's completely unfair. So for example, let's say you make 3 videos that violate YouTube's community guidelines, but those videos were made 3 months apart from one another, and you got a community guideline strike immediately after you uploaded those videos. Well then, your channel won't be deleted because there's not enough time in between those strikes for them to just go away and not accumulate into 3 strikes. But on the other hand, you could upload videos that are years apart from one another, but you happen to be unlucky, and rather than getting community guideline strikes at the time you uploaded these videos, you get all 3 strikes at once, and then your channel is terminated. This makes absolutely no sense, it is totally unfair, and that's exactly what happened to me. I received 3 community guideline strikes in the last month, and they were all on old videos. One of the videos was 3 years old, the second video was about 4 or 5 months old, and the last video that got striked was around a year old. So if I were to have gotten these community guideline strikes at the time I uploaded these videos, my channel would still be up right now, but instead, YouTube doesn't take into consideration the time in which these videos were uploaded, so if you're unlucky like me, you end up getting all of these 3 strikes at once, and your channel is completely deleted. And this goes completely against YouTube's whole 3 strikes and you're out principle. I'd imagine YouTube has this 3 strikes policy where they give you multiple chances because they understand that sometimes people make mistakes. Maybe somebody uploaded a few videos not understanding that certain videos don't fall within their guidelines. Some people aren't aware of the guidelines. The guidelines can be pretty vague, and people do falsely flag videos. So it makes sense to have a 3 strikes policy where you can give people minor punishments for uploading videos that, don't fit their community standards, but at the same time you're giving them multiple chances where they can learn what is and is not appropriate to upload, and it also gives a little bit of leeway with certain technical problems like false flagging. But when you don't inform creators that their videos violate guidelines, and you just immediately give them 3 strikes, like, all at once, like years after the fact, how is that fair? And it totally defeats the purpose of this 3 strikes policy, so why are they doing it? And this brings up another problem with YouTube's censoring policies. They treat all infractions as if they're all the same, and they're not able to understand context. So a lot of these flags, a lot of these strikes, they're just plain wrong. Some people just don't violate community standards, and they get punished for it. Like I mentioned before, there are a long list of things that could give you community guideline strikes. Racism, for instance, can give you a community guideline strike. That falls under hateful content. However, simple personal insults like calling someone stupid or ugly also falls under harassment and bullying, but the punishment for violating these guidelines is the same. You get a strike on your account even though, saying Hitler did nothing wrong is clearly not the same thing as calling someone ugly, and these strikes can also be applied very unfairly. Someone could regularly upload racist content, but because they're lucky and their videos get community guideline strikes immediately after they upload, they can avoid having these strikes accumulate by just spacing out their content. However, if someone makes a few insensitive videos calling someone stupid or ugly, then a few years later, all of these videos could get community guideline strikes all at once. They get 3 strikes on their channel all in one day, and then their channel is gone. And this is despite the fact that their community guidelines violations aren't nearly as severe as the racist and hateful channels. And this isn't an unusual circumstance. I do find that YouTube is a little quicker in giving community guideline strikes to channels that very clearly and blatantly violate guidelines, so any kind of racist, hateful content is more likely to get striked immediately, whereas if you make a video poking fun at someone, calling them stupid or ugly, that can take a while for YouTube to actually detect that through their algorithm and their bot. So that's actually a very common scenario, I'd say. So YouTube actually ends up being more lenient to more severe community guidelines violations, and that brings up another problem with their community standards. They use this bot and algorithm to detect community guidelines violations. Well, their bot can't understand context. There's a lot of situations where people are just poking harmless fun at someone, just being funny, not being serious, but the bot considers that, you know, horrible bullying and hate speech. And again, this is exactly what happened to me. One of my videos that got a community guideline strike was a video titled Christian Guzman, Natty or Not. And in that video, I actually spoke positively about this person, where I said he's hardworking, productive, he does not take performance-enhancing drugs, he's just a hardworking person. But because I made a harmless joke about him having a female domination fetish and being a little hairy, that video got taken down and I was given a strike on my channel because the bot doesn't understand context. So I'm being lumped in with the same people who spread racism, violence, and abuse children just because I made a little joke that I guess the YouTube bot didn't appreciate. Do I really deserve to have my entire channel taken down for this? No, I don't think so, and I've honestly tried my absolute hardest to conform to YouTube's community guidelines. I know they've gotten more strict, and so I've deleted hundreds of videos off my channel. I've deleted around 300 videos off my channel, which I thought might have been in violation of YouTube's community guidelines. I just want to keep making content for YouTube, so I want to adhere to their guidelines. I've changed my content recently. I've deleted my older content that wasn't adhering to their stricter standards, but apparently that wasn't good enough, and I got another strike. I don't know why I got a strike on this video. I believe it's about a year old, and YouTube is giving me absolutely no explanation. It makes no sense. And I'm obviously not intentionally trying to upload content that gets me kicked off the platform. I'm just trying to make videos that are entertaining and engaging to my demographic, while at the same time educating people on health and the ethical treatment of animals, and I want to keep making content like that. I just wish YouTube would be a little more willing to just open up a discussion with creators. You don't have to just treat us all like horrible racists and child abusers and just completely delete us off the platform because your community guidelines violation thing is just totally broken. You know, if you think some older videos I made don't fit within the guidelines, I'm more than happy to remove that. I'm sure a lot of content creators are more than happy to remove older videos that don't fit within their guidelines. I understand the whole political situation with YouTube. I understand that they're trying to get advertisers in and all that. And I'm totally willing to work with YouTube, but it just feels like YouTube isn't willing to work with creators, and it doesn't benefit anyone. You're just kicking off good people off the platform that could make you money, and it's just so frustrating. And really, I don't want this to sound like I'm hating on YouTube. I know a lot of people complain about YouTube constantly. Well, look, YouTube is a great platform. It's amazing what YouTube can do for you. I mean, you can make videos about any topic you want, get money doing what you enjoy. It's fantastic, and I owe so much to YouTube. It's been a huge positive influence on my life. Without YouTube, I wouldn't have met my wife, Jasmine. So YouTube has just affected me in so many ways that are positive, but that's why it feels especially just hurtful. I get this sick feeling in my stomach when something that's been so good to me like goes in and does this crap. So look, I'm just hoping that a few people at YouTube see this and realize that what they're doing isn't just unfair and broken and it just doesn't work, but it's also just wrong. Like, look, the people who are getting these community guideline strikes, you know, most of these creators who make a career out of this, they're just normal freaking people. You know, they just want to make entertaining content, and, you know, it's difficult to adhere to guidelines sometimes, and especially when you have bots that don't work, especially when you have people falsely flagging your videos. And guess what? Not everyone is making content for 10-year-olds. So, look, all I'm asking is for fairness. If you're going to make community guidelines, just be fair. That's all us creators want, is to be treated fairly, and we haven't been treated fairly yet, and that's just what I want YouTube to do. Treat us fairly. So, you know, if you agree with that message, then please, again, like and share this video. I think YouTube really does need to hear this. And as far as my channel goes, I don't know what's going to happen. Like I said earlier, I have submitted a counterclaim. I'm trying to get this issue resolved. There are a few other avenues I could go down, but any support is appreciated. If you could go to my Twitter and just at YouTube tell them, like, how this is wrong, share this video with YouTube on Twitter, get the message out, you know, share this with everyone. This just can't keep going on. I really love YouTube as a platform, and they're kind of destroying it right now, and I don't want to see that. And they're also hurting other creators too, and I think that's wrong. Also, I do have a Patreon and a funding website, so if you do want to fund me there in the meantime, because money might be tight for the foreseeable future, I'd really appreciate any donations. And yeah, with all of that said, really appreciate all the support I've heard so far from everyone, and thanks for listening.